What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. Always another one. But this is where we at here, people. Listen, look, we're going to the Peef Network and things like that. Shout out to them real quick.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah. So apparently, men say when women make money, saying they get rid of their men. Now hold on here, we kind of understand, that's kind of what's been going on out here. Now, a lot of these women are losing jobs. Corey Holcomb talked about it, things like that. So we're going to check this out. We're going to see what's going on here. Let's do this now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
I'm trying to figure out which perspective we didn't go and win left, right. Put it this way. We were just discussing if immigrants can teach us. We were all immigrants into this country. Some of us didn't ask to come here, but obviously a lot of the immigrants that come here still focus on family more so they do focus on the money. And when they're making the money, they invest in their family and they expand. But ironically, when we talk about the importance of finances and legacy, a lot of times we use the money to separate from each other. And respectfully to the sisters, when men make money, they build families. When women make money, they get rid of their men. So a lot of sisters, the most high earning income women are having less children, and the women who have less money have the most children, where men who are mostly educated and have the finances are having children, and less educated and less men who are less financially adequate are having the less children. But every time a woman advances, and then women say they fought for equality and feminism was supposed to make you equal to us and be able to.
Now hold on, Ali, hold on real quick, hold on. Now Ali just said something that I would like to speak upon too real quick. I'm gonna throw a dime in on that. The men that are making the less money, I don't know about that now, because this Pookie and Ray Ray situation out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
This Pookie and Ray Ray situation. The 50-something% of the black men definitely are not having or don't have any children and things like that, which we know that in the black community, the overwhelming amount of black women are having children pretty much with the same type of man. So if they're having children with the same type of man, and that man is having multiple children by different women and stuff like that, it's no way he could financially, support that situation. And 9 times out of 10 with the Pookie and Ray Ray scenario that we talk about here, that type of man is not fiscally feasible finance wise. He's not just, the rich black man that's doing that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of disagree on that point. Let's keep going though.
Help you bring us to a different level of in a society together. Y'all separate from us when you make money. So if something immigrants can teach us is that when the woman comes here, she builds with her man instead of making money and separating herself from herself and say she makes her own money. She gets her own car. She gets her own house. She builds with her man. So immigrants can teach us a lot of things, because that's exactly what black men used to do and black women used to do as well too. We had the highest marriage rates from 1860 to 1960 until the white women convinced the black woman to pick herself, even though she still, who said it? I think Aunt Shan said the white woman still marries her man. Like right. She chose to go, they got her to go to work, but black women literally say, I don't need you anymore. So the things they can teach us is how greatly it can impact our future kids by coming together. And it starts with the woman, because once you choose yourself, you create disorder and you don't have the man there for you or your children.
I think that innately, the outsiders, the immigrants outside, stuff like that, let's not be fools out here. They know our history and our plight as black people in America. They know this. They know the fight that we did. They know the things that we accomplished as the black community, definitely in the civil rights movement, all this stuff to try to make these laws put in place so they could come over here and have better lives and stuff like that. They know this. They're not stupid out here. They know this. So they know that at one point in time, the black community was the strongest community in America. We stuck together. We fought for the rights. We got everything in place and stuff like that. It's just now that we're at this point right here, that we somehow lost our way. And it does add on to what Brother Ali is saying about, the situation to where at that point in time, they came in with feminism. They took black women and they instilled this type of, little situation in them to make them want to actually turn their backs on on their men and stuff like that. And this has been working up until this point here now. And we're about to see where this shit finna go, goddammit, due to the fact that a lot of black women and stuff like that are losing jobs out here.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Let's keep going.
It's easier to teach black women to pursue their own individuality whenever they don't even want order. When they are raised to despise any order or structure, it's easier to give them that path. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a question, and I agree with a lot of what you said, Ali, but there's a part in there that we're missing out. I think that most women are in relationships with men. I think the problem is the men are not asking these women to marry them. I don't know many women who've not helped a struggling man who's been in a relationship with a man who's helped them. Because most of the women I know, if you're with someone, you're with them wholeheartedly and you're going to go to bat for them. But he's just not getting on his knee and asking her to marry him. So at what point, we talk like marriage is in the female's hands, and that's not the truth.
No,
Right.
she don't want to get married. Why would you ask a woman who doesn't want to get married to be married? If when you pick yourself and you end up being a 304, you end up being sexually liberated, you end up saying you're a single mother, you end up talking about you traumatized and broken and unhappy, you start neglecting
my
yourself.
body, my choice.
You start being destructively prideful, you start becoming a Christian, and then you somehow forget about the man, and then you have this statue that they build and that makes women promote being the worst of yourself. Why? What would promote men to get married with women today if they don't stay loyal to monogamy? Because tell me, what age are women asking to be wives? You're not asking to be a wife at 18. You're not asking to be a wife at 25. You're not asking to be a wife at 30, even though most women do get married at 25, 29. But even if men do marry you, women still leave. So if we're not rewarded for being loyal to you and committing to you and being righteous brothers and you still leave, why should a man marry you if you don't even stay loyal to monogamy? Y'all have mastered being by yourself and not wanting to be married. So why should a man keep compromising himself and his heart and keep wanting to be with women who are not loyal to monogamy?
And white women are twice as likely to divorce a black man than black women. So y'all really got it bad right now.
I want to go
So
ahead and get, hold on, y'all. I want to go ahead and get Missy in there. Mrs. E in there. She's been kind of
We should
waiting.
let what's called answer his question. That was a really
Yeah,
good
the answer the question when he answered, sweetie. She
I know,
asked, she
but
said,
I'm trying to spread it around. You know what I mean? So
of course, but she
want
said we're not trying to get married.
So,
But they don't
right,
want
so Ali, when we look at the internet, everything that you're seeing is absolutely true, right? But I know that you have had a woman who's been down for you. You're a nice looking man. You've got a lot going for yourself, right? So most men have had that person in their lives, especially if you're just that guy, right? So my thing is, but I do get your point. What I got out of what you were saying was she has to present herself in a certain kind of way, maybe less access. If she does that, then maybe he will ask her, take it to the next level. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't agree with. Most women will give you her box. She won't give you cooperation. I can get a woman to give me her box before I can get her to cook some cornbread. Like that, you can get a woman in the bedroom all day long before she does anything that's feminine or ladylike for you. So I mean, how many women will actually cook for a man and say, "Hey, look, this is what I can do for you if you're with me," versus saying, "Hey, here's my throat and here's my body in the bedroom." Most men can get most men can get sisters.
I'm not cooking. I don't got no throat. I don't got nothing. That's probably
no,
right.
and it's possible that those are the women. So, and I think that we have to be mindful too that every area has different types of women, right? Maybe that's the women that you're exposed to. That or maybe in your area, because the women I know, they cook for. I'm from Alabama. You cook for, it's just known you cook for the family. You have several different meats. It's just normal.
Shayna, I know you want to go to your anecdotal, but 71% of our women are unmarried. So you must have a special group of women in your group.
No, it's not, because those women too are unmarried and they cook.
So why are they unmarried then?
hold on, y'all. Before y'all go down this rabbit hole.
I mean, let's just keep it real. It's more to it than just women cooking and cleaning.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
It's more to this. And let's just be honest here. And I know it definitely here on the internet, we harp on women with the cooking and cleaning stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? If a woman is actually, if a single woman has any type of poof about herself, she's gonna, cook and clean for her own self in her own home before you even get to her. She's gonna already be doing that. I don't know, And see, this is the thing right here. Like, if she's so hard up to not cook and clean for a man, but it's like, okay, baby, don't you keep your own house clean anyway? And that's the confusing part that, a lot of men also think about. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You already do this. At least you should, and definitely a single man should be keeping his home clean as well too, because if you're not keeping things clean, you get diseases, all types of stuff that go on in your house. So, I mean, everybody should be keeping their house clean, regardless of married or single. I mean, but it's just the fact that, yes, women want men to do their due diligence as far as providing and stuff like that, the resources that's needed to, maintain the household. And, on the other end, women providing their part to make sure that the man stays motivated to want to keep paying for things. Let's just keep this honest. So this is where we at here. And yes, I get what Shan is saying about her friends or this fact in this way, but in today's society where women have, the access to women are different than in previous times in history, men innately, are still skeptical about trying to put rings on women's fingers. It's like your access is different. You know what I'm saying? That way also too, your mindset is different. You think that you can, just quit easily and or move on to the next easily. And it's too easy for women in today's society to, just quit the game. And that's part of a huge problem.
Before y'all go down, hold on, Shan. Before y'all go down this rabbit hole, can I get Mrs. E in there? And then we'll circle back around to that.
Laviv, I can't see him.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good night, everyone. How you guys doing? I hope all is well. I just wanted to say that I absolutely agree with what Ali is saying, because I do understand that, yes, us women, we go through some things, but at the same time, we also have to take responsibility of what we put ourselves through. And to the point of the 70% of women being unmarried, it's more than likely of the simple fact that they go into the relationship thinking that, if I gave up this, if I gave up that, if I show my body, if I do this thing, like showing wifely things to him way too soon before he even get the ring.
Donate plasma today and receive up to $700 your first.
Right. I see where she was trying to go with this. Yeah. I see what she was trying to go with it, though. You know what I'm saying? Too early and you think you're going to get screwed.
I could just I'll be able to get the ring. But majority of the time, they're not talking about the marriage. They're just talking about getting with the man, and that's about it, But yeah, that's what I have to say. I'm sorry, I have a full house.
So can I just make a point?
Yeah, we can circle back around. I just wanted to make sure she got in there because she haven't been able to speak. But y'all.
So when we talk, because when I hear people in the panel, right, and they always talk about, oh, my mom, she used to cook, she used to do all these things. You guys don't do what our parents do, but your mama was single too. Most of y'all didn't have y'all daddies. So the point is, my point in saying that is just cooking and cleaning is just not enough. It takes more than just cooking and cleaning to keep a man. It's how you present yourself. I mean, there's so many more things to it than just that. So I just want us to make sure we're not just saying, oh, because she's not cooking, she's not cleaning. Those are not only things. There are a lot of people who cook and clean who don't have men, who are not getting
I think he just used the example as far as the box, like how simple it is. It wasn't more or less like this is what it takes, but he definitely used it as an example of, it's easy to just get the box over anything she can do for me. Like, and
I can agree with that.
I think that throw it. Wham whammy is like, it's just.
If I can explain, essentially what he's saying is, and I know we kind of harped on the whole cooking thing, but essentially what he's saying is, and we've heard women say this, they will give a man her ass quicker than she would give him her submission. So quicker than she would give him all the things that a man would need in a relationship, all the things he would require in a relationship. She would give him ass all day. But when it comes to those things, submission, being able to be cooperative with them, working with them, shit, some women, he may need her to work with him. You know what I mean? She might have to work alongside him. And she said, I ain't going 50-50 with him.
Right.
It's like they are more willing to have sex with the guy than they would to actually cooperate with any man unless they deemed him worthy.
And the crazy part about the sex thing is that's not even sustainable once you transition into marriage.
I don't know why we
Given
do
the
that.
fact that, hold on. Let me land the point. The sex thing is not even lucrative. It's not even sustainable once you transition into a marriage, because then now you got to deal with them withholding the sex. So if that is the only value they led with, that they were just so eager to give up, you don't even have assurance that you're going to continue to get it at the rate you were getting it for her to land you, for her to persuade you to get to the altar before the bait and switch.
Yo, shout out to that.
What the French toast is there to think about?
I mean, at that point, you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, this is the thing here. Yeah, you know, and this is how it's going down. And we can't deny the facts of what everybody said, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? A little bit I agree with, a little bit I didn't. But yeah, though, man, it's just the truth out here dealing with these situations as far as relationships and marriage and things. You know, men like women that are covered and not out for every man to see, just like women want men that, you know, can actually, you know, be productive and, you know, do things for the family that need to be done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At the same time, though, too, you know, you as a man, you shouldn't have to outsource every single thing. You know, you should know how to change locks on doors. You should know how to put things, the furniture together, stuff like that. You know, it's certain things that, you know, as a man, you should know. And I get it. You know, society's fucked up. You know, a lot of men didn't have fathers, things like that to teach them certain little things. But yeah, man, it's crazy. And it's just the truth. It's no way around the fact that if a woman's not seclusive, and it not, you know, just ducked off basically, and she's, you know, for the world to see, most men are not going to, you know, put you on life insurance policies because you're a danger. You know, your mind's going to be all over the place. You're going to think you have so many options to where you could just pick up and go whenever you feel like it, and you'll destroy a whole family. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.